Welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Samantha Collin. I'm the SE lead here at DemoStack. I have the pleasure of working with companies like Motive and many others to implement DemoStack at their organization. Now today is all about Motive and all about their story of mastering the art of demos. What we're going to learn today is how Motive redefined their demo strategy to align their business goals, operational goals, and their sales goals. I'm joined here today by Robson and Haley from the Motive team, and we'll quickly introduce themselves and then we'll get started.
Thanks, Sam. Excited to be here. I'm about 2.5 years into my Motive journey, and this demo project has been one of the really big things that we've focused in on over the past year, and excited to share the progress and the learning that we've got with everyone.
Hi, my name is Haley Sen. I'm the technical PMM lead at Motive. I've been here for about a year. This has been the most interesting company and projects I've worked on in my career. Even though I haven't been at Motive for a long time, I've been in the demo world for about 8 years, and I've been using DemoStack for about 3 to 4 years now. So excited to share our learnings, challenges, and stories.
Awesome. So what are we going to hear today? We're going to start by talking about why demos matter specifically to Motive. Now, we know demos are important, or else we wouldn't be here at all. Then we're going to go into the key challenges and what specifically was challenging for Motive in the demo creation process, distribution, and learning. Then we're going to talk about how they solved for those challenges using DemoStack, and then we'll end on some Q&A. I'll be sprinkling in some questions throughout to keep our presenters on our toes. And with that, I'm going to start by kicking it off to Robson to discuss why are demos important to Motive, and how did we end up here working together on this mighty project?
Yeah, I think it's a great question. We've spent a lot of time studying this challenge and trying to really be super focused on having a strategic solution. And we looked at a lot of alternatives to solve it. And we're going to talk about that process. But I guess I wanted to start with why does this matter in the first place? And so maybe we can flip to this slide. The number one reason that we really feel is seeing is believing. When we go out and compete in the marketplace, we know that customers, as soon as they see our product, they get it, and they aha moments that come with the way that we've designed the functionality, the difference that it makes in the business are super evident when you're actually in the product and seeing it work. And so this was priority number one. We got to get there as fast as possible. The more that we've talked with customers, though, we also have heard from them that they want to have a real conversation as fast as possible. I think it's really important for every seller to be able to dig in quickly with people and maximize their use of time in the selling process. By the time they get to actually talking to us, many have done a lot of research, and they know what their alternatives are, and they know very well what their challenges are, and they want to explain that and see how you solve them. And so a real demo, a great demo environment helps that real conversation happen more quickly. I think the last thing, and this was a bit of an unexpected benefit that we found, was that demo experts are product experts, and there's no other way to say that. When sellers learn the demo, they have to learn the reasons why we built the functionality the way we have, the importance and value that has to customers, all of those great things. And so that really was a discovery that if we are great at demo enablement, that we're going to have sellers who really know their way around and who are even better at doing their jobs. And so this fundamentally was the reasons why we started to down this demo road with DemoStack and the benefits that we've seen. And I think the rest of the story is going to be super exciting. So Haley, I'm gonna hand it to you.
All right. So similar to producing a movie, when we produce a demo, we experience similar challenges like technical challenges and business challenges. So think of technical challenges when you're producing a movie, you got to have the right skills, right visuals, and right cast to make sure that they're delivering the end product in the right way. So in the demo world, the technical challenges are actually pretty consistent across all tech companies. We want really good real storytelling data that doesn't show any PII, but also is consistent for the sellers to do that. So in the motive world, we have a list of approved demo visuals that doesn't have any PI information, and we want to make sure they always show up at the top in the front for our sellers to show. So this is where demo stack really come into play to help us. And the second point is for new product features, usually when they go into the demo environment, it requires a really fast expectation to market and quick enablement to make sure our sellers are telling the best story in the right way. So bringing new products into a demo is usually not as sorry simple as what people would think, but using demo stack, we can quickly adopt these features and bring them into our demo stack environment without a lot of engineering effort.
All right, Haley, so you have a bunch of challenges. You've got a very complex product. How did you address those challenges, those technical and the business ones?
That is a great question. I think for a lot of sales engineering team or product marketing team have probably all asked these questions as well. Usually, from my experience, we go down two routes of adopting demo tools. The first one is to try our best to buff up our internal demo sandbox with simulated demo videos and approved videos with PI data mask. It works. However, for a company like Motive, it requires a lot of engineering lift and a collaboration with our product and engineering team. So we're taking away their time to spend on building new products, on making sure the demo environment also is stable and well. And our second tool that we actually evaluate is to look at demo vendors in the market. And what we found is that even though there's a lot of great companies, majority of them focus on top of funnel tour creations. So creating a self-service tour that explains what a product does, or a demo video company that helps you create like a sizzle video in a good way. But DemoStack is the only company that we found that can actually help us create a replica of our environment and be able to show approved product visuals with PI information masked. So eventually, I think DemoStack is the only company that really grows with us and be able to help us with our demo challenges, especially without a ton of engineering lift.
Thanks, Haley. So in recap, one option was do it yourself, right? Take engineering time and effort to maintain an internal demo environment. And then the other option was what tools are out there. And you found that a lot of them focus on the top of the funnel, kind of the click-throughs of demos, but not necessarily the real in-call demo experience.
Exactly.
Which is why you ended up with DemoStack. So carry on. I think you're going to show us something next.
Amazing. So I think seeing is believing. I've been using DemoStack for I think 3 years at this point now, and I would love to show a few examples of how DemoStack help Motive with consistent and compelling demo. So I will be sharing a DemoStack experience. And so now you're seeing the Motive platform in DemoStack. It is a replica of all our 5 products in one place. So a quick example here that when demo ops or marketing team, when they create a demo, a few concerns. First of all, we want to make sure no PI informations are shown, including in our case, the driver information should not be anyone that we like from our customer base or from our employee base, even down to the person, the fleet manager who are logging in. So this is my login, but instead of showing my name, I can replace my last name with a quick find and replace using DemoStack to make sure none of my PI information is shown here. And where DemoStack really comes to shine is this is the Motive fleet management platform where we show tracking of all the vehicle and equipments moving at the same speed. But as you can see, maybe not all the vehicles are moving when we're showing the demo. So maybe if we're showing the demo after hours, maybe some of the vehicles are not moving. So using demo stack, we can always surface the the fleet at the top. And when reps open up demo stack, they can come in here and using a moving fleet to show example. So we're going to start example of start a live stream. This is a capability that fleet managers can check in with their drivers to make sure a delivery is on time or if they're navigating on unfamiliar roads. So as you can imagine, if it's in a live environment, the sellers has to find these golden nuggets. They may be spending like 2 hours prepping with their sales engineer just to find this good example, and maybe this example goes away right before the demo. So there's a lot of fear that comes with a live demo like this, and trying to find the golden nugget that demo stack can help us address. So again, this is a real example that was approved without PII, but we can show that always on the top of the fleet for all our sellers to use.
And Haley, let's double click on that point real quick. A lot, when we're training different people to demo, just because you have a demo doesn't mean you can give it. So bringing the most important things to the top, having that predictability so the seller is not thinking about where to click and just focusing on the value of your platform is huge.
Exactly.
Tell me where else you've made it easier to demo to tell
Mm-hmm.
a better story.
I think one of my favorite feature in Motive is coaching. So coaching is our way for fleet managers to try to improve the safety behaviors that drivers use. Drivers may be on the road, they may be really tired, and they have a lot of like mini events that may happen that affect their driving skills or delaying of the critical delivery. So this is where coaching comes in. So as you can imagine, like someone may have really good coaching behavior, but that may not be a good storytelling example for our sellers to show this coaching. But using demo stack, what we're able to do is we're able to find a approved customer with approved examples that they have shown. So in this case, the driver actually show a alert driving, which is a positive experience that won't affect their score, and the coach will come in and give them a kudos in the shout outs during the coaching sessions. Examples like this are really hard to find. And again, using DemoStack, we hide the PI information. All of its driver names are not real, but the videos are real, and we can use DemoStack to sequence the videos in the most storytelling way for sellers. And the sellers are enabled and certified on the talk track when they give a coaching workflow.
Awesome.
Yeah, Sam, what do you see these challenges in the companies you're working with, or is this unique to Motive?
Some of they're not unique. I mean, the type of application, the complex live nature of Motive is certainly challenging, but we see this need to hide and mask PII often, especially in um, applications which have a lot of oversight or regulations that they need to adhere to. So blocking, hiding, obfuscating are all tools that we see often. Now, what I also really like about what your team's doing and we see across the board is making demos easier to give, right? And you'll hear me say that a lot. It's not just that the demo environment exists, but also it's predictable. So when you have a product update, what do? Well, you make sure the reps know the motions, they're learning your product, they're getting better every time. So I do see similar challenges across. It's just a different mix, right? Is it the PII that's the issue? Is it the actual story? Is it the charts and the data? Or is it more of the navigation?
Indeed. Yeah. And the last thing I want to point out is if this is in a live environment, technically we can ask our like coaching engineers to make this happen. This can usually take like between 2 weeks to a whole quarter, depending on the complexity of your internal engineering and the tech stack. So imagine I think I built this within maybe a few hours with DemoStack with help of Sam and their team. Uh, And then our engineering team, they can spend their time focusing on building new features and improving coaching flow. Imagine having that level of power across all your product. I think that will make both the sellers and engineers really happy.
Thanks, Haley, for showing us around the Motive platform. I agree. Seeing is believing. It's awesome to see your hard work come to fruition. So take us back. How did you make this happen?
Yeah, I think the first one I want to give kudos is to the DemoStack team. Even though DemoStack is a small, mighty team, they really put their hearts and soul on helping us building the demo. There's many technical challenges, and as you can see, our product is very technical and very complex as well, especially with rich media across fleet, including videos and maps. So DemoStack really helped us create a true replica of our platform. And again, removing the engineering need from inserting demo data in the sandbox. I myself has a sales engineering background, but I'm not a coder at all. So DemoStack has a great capability to help you replace both text charts as well as rich media, and it doesn't require a lot of engineering knowledge in order to make that happen, which is really value add to personas like me. And the second part is exact alignment. So by onboarding onto Motive and DemoStack, I had great opportunity to work with execs like Robson and the marketing side, as well as our CEO as well. Our CEO he calls himself the Chief Demo Officer, and he is in the product day in, day out. And one of the most interesting thing Motive has done is to had a challenge called Beat the Boss, where every 6 months, all the sellers come together in the March Madness challenge style, where they compete and race and beat the CEO in the demo. So, like Robinson said before, we see great adoption and satisfaction from the sellers after this challenge, as well as great product learning as well from doing this end-to-end demo, where they really click into the differentiation of Motive and talk about how we're different and better from our competitor. I'm curious, Sam, like for the exact alignment part, like is this something unique to Motive, or you've seen that like pretty common across the customers you work with?
Great question. Exact alignment is key. If we lack exact alignment, nothing will be adopted. Whether you're using a demo system or not, if there's no desire to change or to sell better or to sell differently coming from the top down, it just won't work.
Yeah.
So I think having that exact alignment and honestly having your CEO getting involved with the reps and having that beat the boss competition, that gamification of enablement is huge.
Yeah.
I have not seen many clients adopt to that level as Motive, which I think is awesome. And honestly, more need to do this. Getting that gamification of demos, that enablement piece is huge, and getting those exact alignments is very important to making that successful in the long term. It's not just you do it once. You said you do it every year, right? When the basketball tournament comes around, you're doing a beat the boss competition, which I
Right.
think is awesome.
Yeah. Our sellers are now very excited about doing this every year. They know it's like if it's the first time you're doing this, it's probably a quote unquote painful experience because you're learning from something from scratch. But once you get over the first time, they actually are more excited to join these challenges and learn about new product in DemoStack.
I love that. Now, talk
And
about user empathy.
yeah,
That's interesting. You said some users might not be so excited. I always thought about
exactly.
what's in it for them, right? What's in
Yeah,
it for them to
yeah.
learn this demo?
I think from the user empathy perspective, like put myself in their shoe, like they are learning something new. They're so busy closing deals and have pressures from their customer, their leadership team to do their closing job. Um, when they encounter a technical issues, it's from my side, it's easy to be defensive and be like, this is how we do it. This is how you use demo stack. But what I found really useful is to just have a quick huddle with them to see where they're tripping them up. And maybe just a quick SSO issue that they're not downloading the app from the right way, or they're tripping up by a specific part of the demo that they didn't know where to click. A default from demo ops perspective is that have you read the script? Have you make sure you follow the right instruction? Which could work, but it actually lacks the human empathy between my side and the seller. So what I found really helpful is like have a quick huddle to save them on the spot that will turn them into a demo promoter. Using this chance, we can also talk about why we're doing the boss challenge, what's in it for them. Our product's always evolving. So this is your best chance to learn about how our CEO want to demo the product. And you can use this time to challenge him or give him feedback on how you feel like the customer should adopt it. So really creating a dialogue between our leadership team and our field sellers is a great way that the good like surprise we got from this experience.
I love that, Haley. We're not internet service providers, right? Like you're the
Yeah,
the demo ops for Motive. You're not going to ask, have you tried to turn it off and turn it on again?
yeah,
Every conversation,
exactly.
you know more. You know them. Let's get on a call and let's understand. And I think you've done a really good job baking in that user empathy, which then informs future demos. So also your sellers then have a direct line to give you feedback and give your team
Mhm.
feedback, which could then cascade to product and across the board to eventually just sell more, sell better, sell faster, right?
Exactly. Yep. Demos is always evolving. It's never perfect. But I think this is our second year using Demo Stack. In the last 12 months, by collaborating with them, I think this is a great quote from our sellers that probably representative from a lot of like tech sellers. To be honest, when we first assigned this, I was a bit apprehensive. However, the preparation really helped me gain much deeper understanding of the product. It also gave me valuable insights on how to pitch the product more effectively and smoothly. Additionally, it was a great opportunity to get more familiar with the click path for the demos. So this really shows like the before and after of a seller going through demo stack. Put myself in the shoe of a enterprise seller, for example. I have my sales engineer with me for most of the calls. I would love the best person to do the best job. Why would I need to do this? But by using demo stack, I can quickly, when I hear something, I can quickly confidently show a demo, a 5 minutes demo to our prospect when my sales engineer are not there, or maybe on my mobile phone. The value of that can go a long way to show the confidence I have in the product and to show the knowledge I have in the platform as well. Now, onto some qualitative data we have. Um, in terms of the metrics, adoption metrics, I have to give our sales enablement team a kudos here. They make sure all our sellers are onboarded into Demo Stack in their first months. This included both the technical side of like how to download and log into Demo Stack, as well as recording their first demo in the first month. And in terms of the revenue contribution, this is a great metrics here we've seen. So in the market segment that DemoStack is used the most, which is about 2 to 3 times a week, we've seen trial conversion increase by 15%. So that's from someone talking to the Motive AE the first time till they adopt a trial. And then we see final win rate in the segment lifted by 10%.
Robson, from the business side, any comments on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
metrics
When
we're
I see
seeing
these,
here?
I definitely see these stats. You know, we're early days in this, and so um, I think we've got every expectation that these numbers will continue to go up. But the ability to increase trial conversion rates and to have that funnel improve on such a fast basis is, I think, is real proof that it's worth investing more here, and that this capability really is helpful to both sellers as well as customers. Like, I think I'm going to come back to that. Like, customers want to have a real conversation. They want to see what you've got. They want to be able to ask questions. And so there really is but two sides to this from my perspective. And these numbers, like I said, we're at the start. These are going to get even better, I'm sure of it.
I love that. That's such a great point. We talk a lot about making this easy for sellers to adopt and to be able to give, and how that will affect our metrics. But what about the client, right? They're actually seeing product sooner. They're getting the look and the feel of the product when they want it. Because, like you said, it's true, buyers are shopping on their own. So when they get to that discovery call, they are looking to skip, steps 1, 2, and 3, which they've taken themselves, and really want to get in there and have that conversation rather than just the question and answer. I think that's such a good point.
So the last takeaway we got from demo stack, which I think probably a lot of like sales engineer or demo operations team would benefit from this as well, is first of all, sellers don't have to hope to find the best visuals. There's so much prep going into a 1 hour demo. A team member need to give many dry runs, and what part of that is to find the golden nuggets that we show in the videos part, the map part I saw in demo stack. Demo stack address that for you. You don't have to hope for that. And the second part is that a really lifted up the product knowledge, value, and differentiation we got from our sellers.
That's awesome. All right. So Haley, you're in a unique position, right? You're in a demo ops sphere that doesn't exist at a lot of companies. This is almost an emerging role that's been seen throughout, as we need, not just an enablement team, but someone also to think about our demos and our products and how they update, and create an operation to maintain it, and to ensure that you're connecting the dots between enablement, the sellers, the
Right.
SEs, and the
Yeah.
product. Tell me about what you've learned and what advice you might have to teams that either have a role like this or don't. Like, where would you even start?
Yeah, I really love my like the nature of my job because it's so ambiguous and you get to work with so many people. But this is my favorite GIF usually to throw in Slack, to be honest, because if you're probably a sales engineer or PMM, your leaders come to you and say, "Hey, I would love you to figure out how to solve these demo issues." You probably feel like this, where you have sellers on one side who are like, "Oh, I would like these demos for my opportunities," and you have product saying, "Great, you are in this role. Can you help us create a new demo for this feature X that like maybe it's still in alpha and not ready to be shown yet?" You have a lot of ask. So the first advice I have is to always have a strategy and roadmap. It may not be right at all, but you have to start somewhere and have a point of view. So an easy way to get started is that to use your customer base, use the knowledge, because your power users use your product the most and they get the most out of it. So benefit from their story. An example here is that maybe you're a SaaS product and your customer X is a power user and they are able to increase their onboarding conversion using your product by 25%. Use that story, mask all the PI information, don't use your live environment, but use a tool like DemoStack to surface these approved PII masked videos, visuals in your demo to tell a better story. That can be a first 5-minute demo you create, and you circle around, use that to circle around with your sellers and get feedback. Start somewhere, get feedback, and you will always be able to improve. It's hard to be like with no strategy and end up being a yes man to all the ad hoc asks you have. And the
Right.
second
Don't
part,
be a
yeah,
perfectionist. Just
yeah,
start.
exactly,
Start with something that works, and iterate. Iterate is the key, really, with step
exactly,
one.
yeah. So talking about iteration, demo is like who iterates the most? The product team. think about it, they create an MVP first and then going that into beta to circle around with small group of users, then going GA usually. So demo is similar to a product. You are using it to your customers are usually internal sellers who are using on a day-to-day basis, but also you're seeing the adoption of your product on social channels, on LinkedIn, YouTube, as well as the lift to the revenue and the deal velocity using them. So treat your demo like a product. You could even use product mechanism like Jira, a roadmap, product board to prioritize your bets in the next 6 months and use that to circle with your stakeholders in product sales and marketing to get feedback.
Haley, can you who do you work with on a day to day? Like, how does this look like in your role at Motive?
Yeah, so I treat myself like a PM. I have my roadmap. The roadmap it's just in the Google Doc, but all my like immediate like stakeholders from marketing and sales have access to this, and they can give feedback through simple mechanism like Google Form or product board. And I use these feedback to improve my roadmap and then also like circle back with our stakeholders to address their concerns.
I love that. So you have a method to capture the feedback. I think that's something that's so simple, that
Mm,
can be as simple as a Google form that's often overlooked, right? I work with product people as well, right? Feature requests, right? We're logging feature requests. We need to make sure they're being actioned, and having something like a form to
mhm.
capture it and knowing that you're on that receiving end prioritizing is huge.
Yeah,
I think that's
and
like a
make sure.
very small lift, a Google
Yeah,
form to get that feedback written.
indeed. Yeah, pick whatever that works for your team. Like if you use Asana, do that. If you use Google Form, do that. The one last thing I want to point out here is that if someone gives you feedback, make sure you circle back with them. It's if feedback goes into a void and dark hole, you lose trust with the users. Like I'm giving you feedback, you're not listening. What's the point? So always address their feedback, even though it may not be on the immediate roadmap for you or something you can do in the short term. And the third one kind of goes a little bit against the first one is it's okay to break your rules to win. So this applies to if you're having a beautiful roadmap. I'm a PM. I'm really into my roadmap. I'm excited about what I'm going to build next month for the sellers. But at the same time, for example, there is a $1 million deal comes in here that really needs my attention for the next 5 weeks. It's okay to break the rules to win if it aligns with your company's OKR. So, for example, a large deal comes in. If I drop one of my prioritized demo project to prioritize the specialized customized demo for this deal, it's okay. I just need to clearly communicate the trade-off to the sellers and to the leadership so everyone's on the same page. Do not be like so gung-ho about your roadmap and be like, I don't have time, please talk to someone else. It's okay to break your rules to win. Lastly, the best way to gain user empathy is to listen to live calls or even join customer meetings if they allow you to. So you don't have to do it like make it such a big thing. What I usually do is to block 2 hours on Friday afternoon when things are a little bit slow, and I go into our recording portal and listen to the calls, especially for the things that are just launched or like the new updates. I can see how the sellers are demoing that, following up with them on Slack or on Google Meet to talk about how they demo it and improve it.
I love that. I think that's so important, not just for demos, but as a practice for enablement people, demo people, whatever that is. Staying up to date with how it's really being used is so key. Can you give me an example of something you learned maybe from like a live call or a meeting that impacted your roadmap or how you thought about your demo or the platform itself?
Something I found interesting was we've always had it like a opening for our platform demos to start with a specific product. But what I found the most successful seller, what they did is like they will ask the customer their challenges first, do a quick high level discovery, and then they show the product. They skip the opening that we designed for them, and they show a quick example of the product. Then go back to the designed opening. So that's something we saw, like it's a great example of an experienced seller who has practiced in demo stack many times. They know they're flexible to go wherever they can. Yeah.
That's awesome. So do you think if they didn't, I don't want this to be a leading question, but how would this be different prior to a demo tool? Like how would a seller approach that call prior to a demo tool?
So take coaching as example. Coaching is actually a pretty common challenges in most fleet. They may be doing this, maybe not be doing coaching at all. But the through a discovery, the without demo stack, our sellers will have to like go into a live sandbox, try to find a good coaching experience and show that. They may not be a good experience. Customers be like, okay, cool, don't show me this anymore. I got it. But with demo stack, they can quickly just go to coaching and launch a simulated coaching experience. Um, what's also unique about demo stack is that when you do that, it doesn't step on the toes for other sellers. So imagine you have a selling force of like 1,000 sellers who are launching coaching in the internal environment. Um, Only one person can do it at a time. So the other 999 sellers may not be able to do that. So there's this motion of like who move my cheese in the live environment that can be avoided in demo stack.
Certainly, the who moved my cheese scenario, it's not unique to Motive. It's unique to
Hmm.
everyone, right?
Yeah.
If you've seen any demo stack pitch, we talk a lot about products aren't built to be demoed. Sometimes you can only do an action once and it's gone.
Hmm.
And that means one person can do the action once, or you
Yeah.
can done my record and I'll go back and it's not there anymore. Not speaking specifically for Motive. So this ability to have concurrent users um, having predictability,
Yeah.
as well as that building the muscle of I know where this is, I know the value just improves over time. I think that's huge. Of the who moved my cheese is very common across. What's also common, who moved my cheese in demo environments? It's the move my record to the top. The
Hmm.
AAA, the test, right? We've all been in demo systems where we see that language. AAAAA means this is alphabetized, move my record to the top. And then
Right.
you're kind of
Yeah.
fighting with your teammates, like, where is my cheese? Where did I leave it last? And I think that's really that's an interesting a phrase there
Yeah.
or method. Cool. Well, that is the end of the section. I wanted to open it up. Haley or Robson, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I would reiterate that this is a learning process and I think Haley referred to that a few times, and we see this that our perspective and our knowledge has changed so much over the short time we've been at this that we expect our competency to grow certainly is, but we're going to learn new things about what customers want from these interactions, and we're going to be really active in implementing new things. And I think that's one of the great things about this demo stack platform is it allows us to be really flexible and responsive.
Awesome. Well, Haley, Robson, thank you so much for joining. Um, Working with you all for the past 2 years, really appreciate your partnership. You make us better. You push us to be better, to think differently, and I think it's a really powerful partnership to be on together. So looking forward to having you on in maybe another year, a couple more months to see where you've gone from this moment in time.
Love
So
it.
for
Thank
those of you listening, there will be a recording available, and stay tuned. Cut.